Hey guys, Tarkat here, and today I want to do a quick video on stupid mechanics in the game and why I feel like this game needs just a fine pass on removing some wonky interactions which aren't just a case of get good scrub you need to learn, but a case of this is just straight up confusing and doesn't make sense. For a long time I've been saying that this game needs to be made more approachable to newer players, and people often assume that I'm trying to dumb down the game. And when I say that this game needs to be more approachable, it just needs to make sense on some sort of core level. And my go-to example for this has always been Restoration and Burning Arrow. Now, recently, Mathel has been playing a Burning Arrow Elementalist, and a friend of mine who likes to spend most of his time just constantly trolling me has known that I used to play the shit out of Burning Arrow Elementalist, and Burning Arrow is one of my favourite skills. So every day Eldo's been telling me about how much better Mathel's build is than mine because he likes to wind me up. And Mathel gets to perfectly prove my point now of why this game makes no sense and why this game needs a nice clean pass. So Mathel's doing this build, really good build, Mathel's doing a good job with it, right? All seems good. Base rolling shape with Burning Arrow, what's the problem? So I'm like, he'd probably get more DPS if he swapped his added fire for Restoration. And before we get into all of this, wait, what, Taki? Restoration is a more multiplier, meaning that it scales everything, and that's obviously pretty good. And it's generic damage, meaning you can use it to double dip your ignite. The only problem is you need to have a duration skill. And Burning Arrow has attack, fire, and bow as its tags. There's no duration tag here. Now, for any new player, experienced player, anyone looking at Burning Arrow, trying to work out the best ways of scaling Burning Arrow, looking at all their available links, would go through all the options, and like Mathel's very correctly done, he went through all the possible options, and he came up with Burning Arrow, added fire, weapon elemental damage, fire pen, slow approach, and pierce, which all makes perfect sense. So why would you ever use Restoration? Because it clearly doesn't work. Well, anyone who watched my stream back in the day already knows this. Anyone who met me at the PoE Berlin meetup knows this, and sorry for anyone going through this again, but it's important. So there's a threshold jewel, and any skill which has a threshold jewel interacts this way, and this is incredibly important with all the new threshold jewels coming out. There will be some interesting interactions which come out of this. This becomes even more funny or even more amusing in the case of Pitch Darkness being officially replaced with the new threshold jewel, which lets Burning Arrow stack twice. If this goes off the loot table, these will still exist in like a standard form, and this interaction will still be in the game until GGG fixes it. So, Burning Arrow has a chance to spread Tar. Burning Arrow has a chance to spread Burning Ground. Both Burning Ground and Tar are effects which have a set duration on the floor. Because of that, there is a hidden duration tag applied to Burning Arrow, and you don't even need to be using the Pitch Darkness to activate this tag. This is just a hidden tag which is on the gem itself, and any skill gem which has a threshold jewel has secret tags where, for example, the new Glacial Hammer threshold jewel adds a splash. So there will be a secret AoE tag on Glacial Hammer when this new threshold comes out. So you can link Conk Effect to your Glacial Hammer even if you're not using the gem. Now, very clearly there is no way at all that this should scale. Very clearly there is no way at all that this should scale. So, with this in mind, what is the reaction when someone tells Mathel, have you tried swapping added fire for Restoration? Good beats, by the way. Premium beats.
Something added 5 for Restoration. How would it work for Burning Arrow? It doesn't have a duration tag.
Right, now this is important because this is someone who's been told something, gone, hang on, looked at the gem itself and gone, hang on. And the other thing I like about this is a situation that a lot of streamers get in where people in chat say retarded things which make no sense, and you go, wait, what? You look at it and go, no, that's fucking stupid. And you have this smug little moment of like, dude, chat's fucking retarded, man. And I have this on a constant day-to-day basis. And when someone does something and you're like, wait, hang on, what? And it's this nice little thing. So you go, all right, whatever. So there's this thing, right? So eventually I managed to convince Mathel, actually, no, this works. Try it out.
$53 billion DPS, 58 billion DPS. Well, that does in fact increase it.
So what's the point I'm trying to make? The point I'm trying to make is one of the most well-respected Path of Exile streamers, who's known for coming up with builds which just do ridiculous damage, is playing a build. He's the kind of guy who researches things, and he isn't aware of this stuff because it's not clear in the game. So if someone with this level of knowledge behind them and that desire of just doing the most efficient boss killing possible can't be aware of very clear interactions which are part of the game, then how in the fuck is someone completely new to the game meant to get through this? And it's dumb little things like that which I really want to be improved. And you go, but Taki, this is just a really stupid niche example. It's just a little bug. It's been in the game for a while. Okay, that's not important. Let's go for another example. So recently I've been very interested in taunt as a mechanic because I'm thinking about League starters and I'm thinking about going champion, and I was looking at stuff with Conqueror and Worthy Foe. Now, Conqueror gives you stuff to do with, you have a chance to taunt on hit, and then every time you taunt an enemy, you get all of these cool little effects. Now, the first thing which I found interesting was, well, how will this interact with totems and so forth? I did a bunch of research, and Conqueror gets procs by totems. So the totems inherit the chance to taunt on hit. So if you use Ancestral Warchief Totem, for example, your Ancestral Warchief totems will become taunt totems. And for some reason, people have confirmed this on Reddit, you can go and research this yourself. When the totems attack, even though it clearly says you've, for some reason it inherits this mod and you get the damage reduction. Like, it inherits that, apparently. And the same with Worthy Foe. Enemies you taunt take increased damage. Enemies you taunt deal less damage against other targets. So if you drop a totem, the totem taunt, so in this case you could just drop a basic decoy totem, and you get this effect active. And the thing is, it's similar to how stuff works with Assassin. So it's bleeding you inflict, the poisons you inflict. This works with totems. I had a build where I tested this out, and it's the exact same wording with my Ceaseless build. Anyone who remembers that, this is something which actually works. And reading it makes absolutely no sense. As someone new to the game, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And you could say, lol, get good scrub, spend, hours researching all these stupid things on forums. But if you're going to have wording which is just intrinsically confusing, then have some kind of accurate tooltip on it which says this works applied by totems. Change the wording, make stuff make more sense. Not only that, going back to taunt as a mechanic, some of these things are just obtruse, like they're just obscure for no reason. So let's look at a war cry and let's look at decoy totem itself. Abyssal Cry is a skill that taunts all enemies around the caster, applying the hinder debuff and causing them to explode when killed. Pretty straightforward. Nothing else is mentioned in here, it's just you do a war cry, it taunts something, they get slowed. Right, so look at Decoy Totem. Decoy Totem summons a totem that taunts nearby monsters to attack it. Nothing else. And if you're someone who's new to the game, you know what taunt is, you've played games before, you go taunt, right, that's where the mobs attack the thing. You drop your decoy totem, the decoy totem taunts, mobs attack the totem. Very straightforward mechanic to understand. Now, how many of you didn't know this? Taunt. Taunted enemies deal 10% less damage to targets that aren't the source of the taunt. Now, this says this is written nowhere in any of the skill gems which apply taunt or the decoy totem support. And yeah, this is something that you will only know if you specifically look at taunt itself on the wiki. There are loads of silly little examples of this, and basically what I want to just try and express in this video is Burning Arrow is a beast, and Mathla did a very good job of proving that with killing Shaper, so I'm looking forward to Burning Arrow builds. But other than that, there is a lot of just stupid little things in this game, which when it comes to making stuff easier for players to come into, you don't have to dumb a game down, you just need a game which makes sense. So if I was ever in charge of GGG for a day, like the one assignment I would set to everyone wouldn't be to like go unnerf some legacy items, it wouldn't be to like add 1,000 more life to the right side of the tree. It would be to actually just go back, go through all the skill gems, update descriptions, make stuff clear, have clarity, not just mana regen, but actual have like real understanding added to the game so that someone completely new or a complete veteran can look at mechanics which make sense. But anyway, I thought this would be kind of an interesting video to make with the upcoming threshold jewels. I was planning on making it anyway, and then the Mathel thing earlier just really sort of spurred me on. So sorry, Mathel, for being my example piece, but I think it shows quite clearly that just some things in this game just don't make sense for no good reason. But anyway, I'm Taki. Have a good day. Bye bye.